The story of Jay Slater's disappearance and tragic end has gripped the nation like few others. A young man, barely stepping into adulthood, suddenly vanished during what was meant to be a carefree holiday with friends. His face, cheerful, mischievous, and full of youth, was splashed across front pages, social media timelines, and television bulletins for weeks. Vigils were held, search parties scoured dangerous terrain, and his family clung to hope, even as whispers of fear and dread grew louder. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, months later, two chilling discoveries have emerged. An unseen Snapchat, allegedly the last message Jay shared with his closest circle, and haunting CCTV footage that captured him in his final known moments. Together, they form an eerie puzzle piece to a story that still aches with unanswered questions. A boy lost, a nation in mourning. Jay Slater was just 19 years old, a teenager whose laughter carried the innocence of someone still testing the edges of life. Friends described him as the life of the party, a lad with energy that could lift even the dullest of nights. When he went missing on that fateful trip abroad, it was as though the world had stopped for those who loved him. Days of silence from his phone, endless hours without sightings, and speculation that ran rampant online all turned his story into both a tragedy and a mystery. Then came the devastating confirmation: Jay's body had been discovered in treacherous terrain. The search was over, but the grief was only beginning. The ghostly Snapchat. Weeks after his funeral, a friend of Jay's revealed something startling: a Snapchat message saved on their phone that had never been shared with the public. It was timestamped just hours before Jay's disappearance, and reading it sent shivers through those who saw it. The snap wasn't just an ordinary selfie or a casual caption, it was something different, something more ominous. The image reportedly showed Jay in dim light, possibly outside, his eyes reflecting the glow of a screen. The caption beneath, written in his usual joking tone, read, "If I don't make it back, remember me like this." At the time, his friends thought it was just Jay being his cheeky, dark-humored self. A throwaway joke, a lad's banter in the middle of a holiday. Nobody could have known that within hours, the words would carry the weight of prophecy. Now, the snap has taken on the feel of a message from beyond the grave. Some call it coincidence, others a chilling foreshadowing. For his family, it is unbearable, a reminder of how close he was to life's edge without even realizing it. The last CCTV. If the Snapchat was a whisper from Jay's private circle, the CCTV footage is a public scream. Authorities released stills from cameras positioned along narrow roads leading away from the area where Jay was last seen. Grainy yet unmistakable, the footage shows him walking alone in the early morning light, his frame slightly hunched, as if weighed down by exhaustion. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. One clip shows him pausing at a crossroads, glancing both ways before setting off up a steep incline. His phone, according to reports, had already begun to lose signal in the remote terrain. The second clip is harder to watch. Jay, moving slower now, appears to stumble slightly before catching himself. For a split second, he turns his face toward the camera, a fleeting glimpse of tired eyes, a trace of confusion, maybe even fear. Then he disappears from view. It was the last time he was seen alive. A nation's reaction. The combination of the unseen Snapchat and the final CCTV has reignited public fascination and sorrow. Across social media, hashtags bearing Jay's name surged once again. People dissected the caption of his snap, speculated on whether he had a premonition, and shared their grief at seeing his exhausted figure vanish into the unknown on screen. Some believe the snap was just a coincidence, a careless joke. Others suggest Jay may have already felt uneasy, aware of circumstances his friends didn't grasp. The CCTV, meanwhile, has been described as hauntingly cinematic, with one commentator writing, "It's like watching the opening scene of a tragedy you wish you could step into and stop. But you can't. He just walks away, and you know what comes next." The haunting power of digital echoes. What makes Jay's story uniquely modern is the role of digital fragments, images, messages, footage, in shaping his legacy. In generations past, a grieving family might have only photographs and memories. But in 2025, there are Snapchats, TikToks, WhatsApp chats, and CCTV clips that preserve the final hours in eerie detail. For his friends, the snap feels like Jay still speaking, still cracking jokes, even though he is gone. For his parents, the CCTV is both a gift and a curse, a final image of their son alive, but also a permanent reminder of how close they were to saving him and how helpless they were to intervene. Technology has made grief public, immortalizing fleeting moments that were never meant to carry such weight. Jay's digital echoes, his unseen snap, and his final stumble on CCTV have transformed him into both a person and a symbol, a reminder of life's fragility in the age of constant connection. Inside the family's pain, Jay's mother, devastated by both loss and the public frenzy around it, has spoken about the toll of seeing her son's final moments dissected online. Every time I close my eyes, I see that CCTV clip. He looks so tired. So lost. And then he's gone. I wish I could reach through that screen and grab him back. His father, quieter but equally shattered, admitted that he had only recently been able to bring himself to watch the footage. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I didn't want to. I didn't want to see my boy like that. But when I did, it felt like he was calling for help. And we weren't there. For his friends, the snap is harder to bear than the CCTV. Many of them had laughed when they first saw it, responding with emojis and jokes of their own. Now, those same words feel like chains around their hearts. Conspiracy theories and speculation. With every new detail, the internet's darker corners have thrived on speculation. Some claim the Snapchat suggests foul play, that Jay knew he was in danger. Others argue the CCTV shows he was being followed, though experts dismiss this, pointing out no other figures appear in the footage. Such theories, while painful for the family, reveal how the public struggles to accept a simple, heartbreaking truth. Sometimes tragedy has no grand conspiracy. Sometimes it is just a tired boy, lost in unfamiliar terrain, making a wrong step in a dangerous place. A legacy written in light. As haunting as they are, the snap and the CCTV ensure Jay will never be forgotten. His story is now etched into the collective memory of a nation that mourned him as one of their own. Murals of Jay's face have appeared in his hometown. Friends have turned the caption of his snap into a bittersweet tribute, printing it on t-shirts and bracelets, a way to keep his humor alive even in grief. The CCTV stills have become part of news reports, documentaries, and online memorials. Each time the footage plays, viewers are reminded of a truth that transcends Jay's story. Life is fragile, fleeting, and never guaranteed. Beyond the grave. The unseen Snapchat and the last CCTV are not just artifacts of Jay's final hours, they are messages that transcend time. The snap shows us the way young people often use humor to mask fear, to flirt with danger, to laugh in the face of mortality. The CCTV shows us the vulnerability behind that bravado, a young man, stripped of jokes and filters, simply trying to find his way. Together, they are Jay's final gift to the world, a reminder to cherish life, to care for one another, and to never take safety for granted. Conclusion: the boy who walked into legend. Jay Slater's story will be told for years to come. Not just as a tragedy, but as a reflection of the digital age, where final moments are never truly lost. His unseen Snapchat and haunting CCTV are echoes, painful, poignant, unforgettable. In the end, he was just a boy on holiday, laughing, joking, stumbling through the dawn. But through the fragments he left behind, Jay has become something larger, a symbol of youth's fragility, a cautionary tale, and a soul whose memory now walks with us all. And perhaps, if there is comfort to be found, it lies in this. Jay's voice, his smile, his presence will never truly fade. His last joke, his last glance, his last steps, captured forever, have ensured that, even in death, he continues to live. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.